Everything looking good, buddy? Everything looking real good. Rhode Island, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello, hello. He began in his trademark drawl. Welcome to the Historical American Building Survey, conducted by me. I go by the name of WhisperJack. And Rhode Island, you got some explaining to do, bro. Like, what is this? I'll tell you what it is. First of all, it's owned by the city of Woonsocket. Which, I didn't know that Dr. Seuss was given some proprietary rights to naming some of the hamlets here. But in the town of Woonsocket, apparently, you can be condemned for looking so glorious. This is the Clinton Mill. Typical, we're told, of the large stone cotton textile mills of Rhode Island in the mid-19th century. It was built in 1849 and has a unique tower roof dating from the early 1850s. Built in 1849, but the roof was put on later. The mill produced sheetings and plush. It had a spindle capacity of 21,000, and there were 512 looms in operation. Built by Clinton Manufacturing Company, operated for 30 years before it was taken over by B&R Knight. And in 1918, the Knight Corporation purchased all plant, water rights, etc., which they retained until the Knight firm was dissolved 5 years later. Operated as a textile mill by trustees until 1950, and since then has been the locus for discount store. Severely damaged by fire in the mid-1960s, the building was later acquired by the city of Woonsocket, condemned, scheduled for demolition, which occurred in 1969. Architect unknown. Granite exterior walls. The interior framing was slow-burning timber construction. Get it? Were they making a joke about the... three-story plus basement. Probably built quite soon after the original mill was built, it says. And, that's it. And for Rhode Island, that's a novel. That's a 10-part series for Rhode Island. Always a mill. A mill that needed such a roof. I don't know. I mean, I've no doubt that it operated as a mill. But here's how it was charred by fire. I mean, you call that a bad fire? I've had houses burn way worse than that. And I wish I was kidding. Woonsocket, Rhode Island. The things you learn. I noticed that the ground appears a bit elevationally challenged. And what have we here? Oh, this is the new building. Sorry. Let me back up. We've been introduced. Well, I think that this is the Woonsocket Company #1 mill, which such a cool name like that. Present occupant, Blackstone Valley Electric Company. Blackstone. Russell Manufacturing Company. Ah, the old bloodline connection. I see. Date of erection, 1829. And Daniel Daniels purchased it in 1827. Oh, I purchased the site. Right. Then him and Johnny Russell built the cotton mill and started Russell Manufacturing. And the firm failed 1 year later in the Depression. But luckily, the property was bought by Sullivan Dorr and Crawford Allen, the brother of Zachariah, it says. There's a man named Samuel Green, yet another Green, appointed agent until death. 2 million yards of print cloth, and 20 mills. Pretty impressive. 1 wheelhouse, 1 dam given, 2 water wheels. They were originally breast wheels, but replaced by vertical turbines. Not the kind they wear in Saudi Arabia. Okay. And I'll see myself out after that terrible joke. That's all I got, folks. Just terrible jokes, one after another. I mean, you know what to expect by now. Or maybe you don't. In which case, let me explain to you what you happen to accidentally stumble into, thinking that you are going to stroll through a textbook history lesson. Niet! You won't find that here. I'm more like that kid that sits in the back of the classroom and doesn't believe the teacher. And for good reason, see? Because teachers been caught in some lies. I'm afraid that's an uphill battle to win me back. And so, on the surface, what we do is we go through the historical American building surveys as they were taken at the time, with the underneath that friendly exterior. I'm searching, probing, questioning, pondering, sniffing about, turning over stones, leaving no nook and cranny unmolested. I said cranny, in search for a deeper, darker, more entangled web of roots that I believe to be lurking underneath the surface of every town and every hamlet, every borough, every city, every state, every province, every county, every country, every nation, every populated area in this entire realm. And that's just what I'm doing this afternoon. So welcome aboard, if you're the new guy, and write me off at your peril. There is more to this than it would appear. Hiding behind these dry, boring video titles lurks a community with a razor-sharp wit and a fake engineer named Jimmy. I'll bet you don't have one of those in your channel, unless Jimmy's a two-timer. You've been sleeping around. You've been spreading your talents around out there. God damn it, boy. All through this, write you up a contract. No loyalty. Frickin' millennials. Oh, wait. Then friggin' whatever you are. Next up, we have the First Congregational Church on 301 Benefit Street. Imagine that. A church on Benefit Street. Why, it's so fitting. One might say it's even benefiting. No? No, I wouldn't say that. Unless you want a tomato thrown at their fat head. This is a large, attractive stone church, we're told. As if we can't see. Attractive, I mean, come on. You're going out a little bit of a limb there, right? I mean, built in 1815, designed by an important Providence architect, John Holden Green. Very few alterations have been made, and the building Green considered his most successful work survives nearly as he knew it. Wait, this is his most successful building out of all the friggin' buildings that he's made? Nah. I'm looking at the wrong dang thing. This is still the mill. Friggin' Jimmy, get my friggin' slide right. I know I'm in control of it, but they don't know that. Back me up, bud. Woonsocket Company, number 2 mill. And again, this Woonsocket Company, incredibly creative when it comes to naming their mills. This is sponsored by the Smithsonian, built in 1833, an unusually fine early cotton textile mill, architecturally distinguished in its handsome proportion and Greek Revival detailing. It retains several rare features such as the wheel pit and the original waterways, and it's just wood joist floor construction rather than slow burning timber like the other ones that caught fire and burned so slow. With the 3rd and 4th floors still producing textiles, it ranks as one of the oldest textile mills in operation in the blessed land known as Rhode Island. This, of course, was 1962. No telling if it operates today. I mean, there's telling, but just not telling from here. I'm sure I can find the information. I know how to do it. Oh boy, I'm in a fiery mood. I get like this. Okay, this one's shock of all shockers. We got no number, no data, no way to look this one up. You might recognize that I'm being truthful, but these little guys down here with their cool stunner shades, they're not so sure about me just yet. Are you, boys? No, sir, they are not, and neither are their friends. What can I say about this building? She's made of brick. She's got that fish scale roof tiles going on here. The top tower is currently throwing a fit and waving her tiny hands around like meh. And that's what's going on there. This is that same building from a different angle, and it looks like a mill. I mean, the list is it's small, okay? Who gets these kind of buildings? It's an insurance company, a school, a fire station, an asylum, a mill, a government building, an armory, a church, insurance building, a bank, maybe a bakery, if they're willing to play ball. A women's club? YMCA, something like it. And look at Rhode Island, these basic-ass manhole covers, like how weak. Step your game up. And really, all I can see is a student raising their hand. I guess they're Asian. See that? This is the hand right here. Right? Ooh, teacher. Ooh, teacher, he saw paper when you're not looking. And I see that Rhode Island been taking some lessons from Pennsylvania. Not quite there yet, but we're getting there. Start small, one window at a time now. Soon you'll be graduating to smashing out an entire greenhouse. This one looks like a big robot just sort of peeking over the top of the building like, yoo-hoo, I like your little witch hat, that wizard hat, whatever it is. It's cute. I didn't notice that. That is interesting. Call them. Maybe it's an old courthouse. Maybe Rhode Island should stop fucking around and give me the damn numbers. I'm supposed to write them up here like this, so I know what's going on, so I can look at them. I'm supposed to be like, alright, 328 something. Which, let's look that up. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I fucked around and guessed right. You never know. Sometimes you tap into stuff, Whoa, what is this lurking off in the shadows? Step into the light where I can see you, baby. It looks like one of the lunch ladies volunteered to do a little stencil work on the inside here. Looking a little bit like a cheapened version of something that was probably here before. I don't know. Kind of impressive, but then kind of weak, like you didn't really bring it. Inspired by greatness, not really great. You know what I'm saying? What's this? The inside of the attic? Sort of tricky from the outside. You'd have thought these windows had more purpose. What is this? That's where you go play 7 Minutes in Heaven. Yeah, like some sort of a control mechanism. Looks like it's not complete anymore. Maybe it'll ring the bell. You'll ring my bell. And Major Samuel Phillips, as you can tell, died here. And here's where you'll be sleeping, Jennifer. Dinner's at 8. I love the window breakdown on this for some reason. This whole big wall. One here, look up there. Look at it. This little ghost has got his arm around an even more invisible ghost girlfriend. Good job, buddy. And that's not suspicious. I mean, who the fuck builds a house like that? Guessing that frame was there first. Oh, this one does have a number. I can stop recklessly speculating out of necessity. And now I can recklessly speculate despite the lack of necessity. I much prefer it that way. Oh, I see. We're gonna do it like this, huh? Well, that's too many options, buddy. Let's see. Well, I think this one is the... Yes, it is. It's the Samuel Phillips house, everyone. We did it! Now, the data page on this one, bear with me now as I make my way through it, alright? It's got that usual Rhode Island, thing going on. So it reads like this. Phillips House in Sellsville, Rhode Island. Survey number, Rhode Island 50. And that's it. That's all I got. That's it. Just the name, folks. Just the name. Whole page just for the name. Now there's a little supplemental sheet here that says, scribbled down in basically handwriting. Built in 1695, demolished in 1960. So actually, there's a 260-year-old building. Damn! Some of the woodwork they preserved, and it's held in Scarsdale, New York. It's interesting. Tower Hill Road, Belleville, not Sellville. 2 stories, pilasted stone chimney. And yeah, it looks 250 fucking years old. I wonder what it did for so long. You wouldn't look this good if you were 250. Not that it looks good. Some of it looks good. Pretty impressive it would last that long, though. Not gonna lie. And we're back in the no man's land of no named buildings. This looking a little top heavy. Wouldn't be surprised if it had a basement or a cellar. Every time I see these walls, I can't help but think that they were originally part of something else, like original foundation or something. But I have nothing to base that on other than my own Brian. And that looks great. Wow. It's like a ghillie suit for a house. It's not really broken down, it's just in disguise. It's like a sniper. Cool. You go in first. This is the stuff that dreams are made of. Good dreams. Oh no. Bleh. Johnson didn't like her tacos. Have a door frame. Have a doorknob. And right here, if you look closely, this here is a cannon that they used to launch t-shirts out of at unsuspecting passersby. What's your size, honey? Boom, boom. Have a great day. Look at that window. Tell me the necessity of that. Letting sun in. Get the fuck out of here. Look, another t-shirt cannon. Nah, joke's already old. Fine, I understand. You don't want the jokes. It's not a cannon. Look at this made of cardboard? What the frick? A rough night, huh, girl? And here is the courthouse with the organ involved. Or I suppose it's a church. Looks like a courthouse too, though. You know, they're all interchangeable. It don't matter. Nothing is what they tell us. Separation of church and state, my butt. And on that note, I'm gonna leave for a while. So when I come back, if my tone's different, you'll know why. I was not abducted. I have a sound mind. Sound as can be. Why are they in cubicles right here? What is this? Friggin' pandemic era church boxes? And the overlord sits up here and watches and says, "Get back to work, you fucks." And he wears a hat like this. I don't know why. He's an old retired scarecrow, that's why. Sometimes old habits die hard. And he's like, "You need to increase production or you'll get the whip again." And he just let that hang there. And the cubicle workers were terrified. And they all shook in their boots. Those that had them. The end. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. What is this? It's a tree sticking to the side of it? I said board the window. And that's what you did, Jimmy? What the fuck is that? Ah, clue. Look at this little octagonal thing. I wonder what they did there. How did we get back here already? No, fuck this place. Can't you read? I mean, how'd you guys even get in? It's fenced so adequately. Look at somebody got a ladder out here. They're like, fuck this, we're going in. I'd be right there with them. And just wait till you see the interior of this one. It's gonna blow you. Oh my god! What happened in here, Jerry? Oh, now you're not talking, huh? You wait till your father gets home from the mill. There he is. Gonna bend you over just like that. And he's going to give your backside a very good drumming. Well, how are the levels, Jimmy? Better say great. Because if not, I'm gonna lose my mind. Nah, I'm just kidding. You're all right in my book, Billy. Jimmy, whatever the fuck your name is. Jack, consider what you're saying here. You're saying that hundreds of architects, if not thousands, have been deceived over the years? Surely they have drawings of these properties, detailed blueprints. What do the blueprints tell you? That's a good question, Mr. Strawman. What do the blueprints tell us? Well, they tell us that here is a former opening that's now been infilled with rubble. I wonder why. Here we're told that the landing and the steps are not original. People before this time used to run and leap to the doorway. Here we're told the kitchen's not original. Perhaps it wasn't a home for living in. Here's the windlass up inside of the tower, which is notably missing everywhere else in the world. Here we have steps that are not original, and this foundation is not original. If this foundation is not original, here it says the window here was original. In 1742, the entrance is not original. Well, then how did they enter the building? Interesting. So this is a window, just like all these, and the stairs aren't original. Why? Perhaps no one did enter the building. Here we're also told that the landing and steps are not original. One wonders how they entered the home. Here we're shown that this entrance is not original. Neither is this door or these steps. Here we're told the steps are not original and the door's not original. Here the building has been raised to make room for the store underneath. Ridiculous. Unless, of course, there already was a floor underneath and they just need to raise it up a few feet and spice it up a little bit. Okay, totally possible, but you're talking about raising this whole building 10 feet high? Why? You run out of space? I don't think so. So you see, I have considered the drawings. Not original. Present porch, not original. See, here in Rhode Island, they tell the truth sometimes. Just more than they can say across the coast in California, where they're like, not only is this original, it's the most original ever. Like some of these are repeating. Interesting. Original, not original. So many frickin' drawings. Keeping the pencil stores in business, huh? I might have known you were in cahoots with that industry. Everything's a number 2 pencil. But where's number 1? Or 3? Or any other number for that frickin' matter? I'm shaking my fist curmudgeonly at the world. But for real, it's a lot of drawings. And quite frankly, haven't you seen about enough? You know what I have? I actually have. And just look at all the information they provide. Check it out. Here's one now. A 1-page document talking about the Caleb Coffee House. Rafi. There it is. That's it. You saw it. That's all the info. Now we're on to the Franklin Smith House. Now let's go to the next one. That's it. You get all the info? You get it? There's a lot there. Georgia Smith owned building? Next page? Okay, that was it. 1 page. Each page just says photographs, photographs, photographs. And this is like 1 or 2 photographs that you've already seen. After time, after time, after time, after time, after time, after time, after time. Like, why even make this picture? What good does this picture do? Is it a cover letter or something? For what? Ridiculous. And every now and then you get this little thing clipped in. Well, see what I'm working with, people? You try squeezing blood from this turnip. You do it. I've been doing it, and I'll keep doing it. So here we are, moving on to what appears to be the final leg, well, maybe one more, of the Rhode Island Historical American Building Survey. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, there's way more historical properties in Rhode Island. This is not an all-encompassing look at all historical buildings, dubious backstories, shady architectural histories. No, this is a historical American building survey, as is presented to us. Now I can go seek other sources, explore the state thoroughly, more thoroughly as I will, and have done in the past and will do again in the future. Have no fear of that. But just to be clear, before you get your undergarments in a ruffle, whatever that means, I'm just trying to help you, man. Stay unruffled, undergarment-wise. Trust me. Well, you know what it's like. If you're the type to get your underwears in a ruffle over something like this, then no doubt it's a well-worn path. Well, it's clear many of these have been missing, just like every other state. I mean, we jumped from like 20 to 300s, but what can you do? Censorship is the name of the game. We'll just have to settle. There's more than enough evidence to ponder things. What you're staring at for this amount of time, no doubt growing bored as I try to figure out what we're staring at. But I believe it's Fort Adams, or at least a minor part of it. As it appears to be rather extensive, there's the jail portion, there's the redoubt, which I doubt. Where's the doubt to be read? And let's see what lack of anything they have to tell us. Oh, 2-page document. Excellent. The first page reads photographs, the second page reads color transparencies. No information, so there you go. There you go. Now, I do have a... Oh, maybe I don't. But hold on now, there's gotta be something. See, I do these in real time, you know? I think it adds to the charm. So if this happens... Scratch all that, Jimmy. Do it over again. All of it, damn it. Don't argue with me, you punk. Fort Adams, one of the principal coastal defenses along the Atlantic, was built between 1824 and 1857, replacing Revolutionary defenses. Replacing a prior building. Just want to make sure that was clear. Inescapably, sir. The fort consists of irregular pentagonal masonry, main-work, of course, with sides up to 900 feet long. 2- and 3-tiered casements. Granite walls, brick vaulting. On a point with water on 3 sides, just like we'd expect from other types of forts. Celestial forts, if you get my derived if. It never saw military action. Shocking. But the Naval Academy was moved there during the Civil War, and the summer White House was located there during the Eisenhower administration. Nothing like spending the summer in a good old fort. How relaxing. But I guess to an old war dog like Eisenhower, it probably was a bit of peace of mind. The architect was the Lieutenant Colonel Joseph G. Totten, who apparently was self-taught and stuff like that. The following are paraphrases and quotations from documents and other sources pertaining to the fort arranged in chronological order. 1638. The original proprietor, William Brenton, moved to New York and took possession of the Neck. He brought a commission from Charles I dated 1633 and termed a grant which allowed him to take so many acres to a mile of all the lands he should survey in the New England colonies, no matter who lived there already. He made a clearing in the dense forest and built a brick dwelling. Boosh. It's his now, bitches. Then, 1700, the Lords of Trade showed up, whoever called them that. Rhode Island being the most important place on the southwest side of Cape Cod, is so situated to be a very convenient harbor for shipping and security to that part of the country in case it were put in a state of defense. There was a watch house built on Castle Hill in 1740. William Brenton bought 4 cannon from England. Not the original proprietor, of course, because that was 1638. But yeah, I guess so. So in 1740, apparently the man lived to be 102, and he was still going back and forth from England. Actually, well, that'd be at least 102. Let's say when he settled, he was 15 and built the first house there. Okay, he's 117. He sent to England for 4 brass cannon at his own expense, but there's no foundation for the story they'd placed them on Brenton Point. Probably put them on his ships, but somehow, by 1775, the city of Newport was defenseless as all the cannon had been removed to Providence. Those cannon hogging booches. What does any of this have to do with the fucking building? Nothing. Screw all this. Wasting my time. Yours too, probably. Back when you gave a damn. Which it's evident now that you've totally just given up. Well, I wouldn't do that. You'd miss out on a whole bunch of good stuff. Red pills, random truth bombs, random bits of profundity in the middle of fecundity, looking for mockery, anti-jockery, hickory-dickory-dockery. Well, I don't know if you'll find that. That's hard to find anywhere. Well, this is Site 33, so this has got to be good. It's the Francis Street Bridge, and the main station building is built over the bridge. And that's all we're told. So I guess it's this. Not this. Really, a maddening lack of information about this. You know, it's funny, I go from complaining about California, like, no, too much info. Now this is not enough info. Maybe next will be just right, like Goldilocks. Who should be next, huh? What state next, huh? I think there was a vote for New York. I think someone who asked for Virginia. Who's up next? Come on, put him up. Put him up. I'll fight this man by my back. I'll fight you with my eyes closed. Worst character in Wizard of Oz, hands down. Anyway, here's the railroad bridge we're supposed to be looking at. That's not very historical, and I have nothing to say about it. The end. Picket fence, huh? Cute. Real cute. Underneath these massive girders, and that's a bit of interest. Oh, whoa. Hold up there. Hold up. Look at that there. Rick, is that right? Brick here. Kind of curved too. Interesting. One does wonder, why the switch from metal to brick? Why would you choose if you could pick? And this is a very high resolution photograph of a floating house. That's cool. This number here only gives us 120 different sites. Great job on that. But knowing our luck, it's going to be the very last page, the very last result. Because that's how this goes. So let's start there. Yeah, well, it wasn't there. What am I doing all this for? 2 sentences of data anyway? Things I do for this frickin' survey. Who has the patience for this? Besides me, Jimmy. Wait a second. Well, no wonder. This is the Rose Island Lighthouse, and I knew that. And in the 1 page of document that it comes with, it says nothing except Rose Island Lighthouse. So, yeah, enjoy that. So glad I looked for that for like 20 minutes. What can we see, though? What can we see? Well, an old French mansard roof, that thing, and, built funny, looking sunk into the ground. Cellar. The huge, we'll call it. This one gets you more sprinkles and peanuts at the ice cream bar, I think. Cool sink. Bringing that on a boat, that's amazing. And here's the world's first suntan booth. And boosh, just like that. Old world bridge in your face. One of no doubt dozens, because after all, Rhode Island's not really an island, as far as I understand. It's actually a peninsula. So, a lot of bridges, probably. As many bridges as there are liars, probably. I'm not being very nice. Can you blame me, Jim? It's fucking hot outside. This is the Ashton Viaduct, we are told. And inexplicably, though we have a 1-page document with 3 sentences on it and a massive mansion, this bridge comes with a 28-page write-up. Sigh. It's granite. It's in good condition, at least as far as the 60s. And, thank you, Tuxedo, for letting me know that something moved outside. It is impressive. It really is. And they claim that after the canal's failure to turn a profit, they built this bridge in the 30s. Less than a year later, it was complete. And that's where I tune out. Less than a year, huh? 1930, during the Great Depression. Okay, if you say so, tough guy. But I don't think so. Here's where they put a massive piece of metal down across an already existing bridge structure. See? They did it there, too. And this is a very professional stop sign here in Rhode Island. They like to repurpose things, what I'm told. It's amazing. All these things in this building broken, shattered, roofs ripped out, floorboards pulled up, light bulb unscathed. 2 of them. What monsters! Super cool, man. All these little cogwheels. Very steampunk. Very cool. Not exactly what we're here to see, but, nice to see someone taking pictures. I don't know what else to say. You say something. Fuck's sake. I'm tired. There's the old Woonsocket Courthouse. Ah, yes, of course. Naturally. Really, look at the rubble lying around this outside of this courthouse. Look at just the rubble lying around in general. This is your courthouse? Looks abandoned. You have dirt and rocks piled up. I mean, get the hell out of here. See, they found these places empty. Just moved in. You explain that picture then. Go ahead. You do it. Ah, here we have a stuff it. You know what I'm talking about. Beautiful. A little misshapen. Looks like it's seen some blows. But no denying what it is. I thought so, Rhode Island. I thought you had it in you. Trying to pretend like, oh, no. And you built this strategic outpost and then you'll immediately abandon it. I know. It's a good strategy, trust me. Seems to be working out great. I mean, you've never been attacked, so knock on wood there, Rhode Island. Well, I guess you have been attacked. You just probably don't realize it. And that's totally suspicious. That looks totally normal. What is going on out here? You go there to shoot a snuff film. That's what you do. I know those stars. I know what they mean. Actually, I don't know what any of this is. And whoa, what have we here? And that's what I'm talking about, baby. Look at that sumbitch.